I'm going to go through a set of slides, and then from there, we will show you a demo on how you can create your own AI apps to make money. And this is actually the revolution of what the AI industry has really changed in regards to tech development. So I'll give you a bit of a background. I previously used to be part of a software development team. And normally, what tends to happen is that you would have different cycles. So you'd have a cycle where you're creating a product and an idea. And from that idea, it will normally take about 3 to 6 months for you to develop the idea and work alongside developers that are very technical, that know code. And from there, you can get them to work alongside you on the development cycle. So normally what happens, hey Marcia, welcome. I'm just starting right now. Um, and normally when it happens to tech development cycles, it normally takes about 6 months. So with AI applications, it normally takes about 6 months, like in the past, right, to develop. Hey Louise, how are you doing? I'm just starting, just making a bit of an intro. So I'm just expressing how in the past it used to take 6 months. So as software development cycles, you would take 6 months to work through a an idea, and then you'd work alongside tech developers, and from tech developers, you would work with them, brainstorm, and you create an idea. And then from there, you then build that idea out. And nowadays, with obviously the power of AI, it's pretty much in seconds or in minutes that you can create your own applications. So I'm going to walk you through some slides. And then from those slides, I'll show you a demo on what you can do and some prompts that you can take away. So you'll get all the resources after the workshop as well, where from those prompts you can create your own applications too. So I'll make a start. So just go for here. Awesome. You're sharing all of this. So to the desktop. Okay. Can you see my screen? Let me see if that works or not. Okay. Maybe share this one instead. Let me see if that works. If not, I'll just share on my slides. I don't think you can see my screen. Close that. Just share my tabs, probably easier. Awesome. All right. So I'll show you like the actual framework. So obviously I created, so you probably see my Nano Banana prompts. I share it pretty much every day. I actually created an app to help me with that. Reason why is because the process that I would have would be that I would go into ChatGPT, then I would prompt it because it's got memory, right? And from that memory, I'd go, okay, create me a prompt where, some crazy idea like create a text with kanji and then me leaning on the text with sunglasses and an oversized black shirt, right? So it'd create me a prompt. And then from there, the process would be that from that prompt, I would put that into Nana Banana and then it would generate the image for me. So I found that a little bit clunky. So the problem I had was, why can't I just have like a one-stop shop where I just house everything in there? So I can house Sora, I can house anything that I like in regards to VO 3.1. All my prompts are a library. So pretty much just suite, right? So from there, I created this. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen this. I shared this around with everyone. But pretty much it's an application where, I can jump on and, I can generate prompts for different types of, I think you've probably seen these. So this one's a Hong Kong Kung Fu Bro one. So I think there's one where I was standing on the street and then there's like Jackie Chan and everyone. There's the football poster. So I think this one's the one where, you have yourself and then you have a football poster and it's got like in Argentina national team on it. So I wanted to create something that was just a bit more user friendly for me. I wanted something where I could share with people. So I'd create a guide. It's obviously created this for people too. So there's that. So from there, I was able to get about 300 signups. And obviously that's through social media, right? So don't underestimate the power of organic social media. So like, all of you have a following. If you have a great idea, a great problem that you want to solve, and that to me was a big problem because I was just like, oh, I want everything to be all in one rather than me just going, this is step, this is step. And it's just very clunky every time I create. Even though I am fast in regards to admin, I wanted to create something that was a bit easier, right? In regards to marketing spend, I didn't spend anything on, ads, maybe a little bit of my time. But I put things out there. So there was one I post where I was sharing 10 headshots from Nano Banana. That was using that app, right? But the idea of the post, it cost me $0, right? So don't underestimate the power of organic. And how do you know if an app is something that people want? That's pretty much the indication right there, the demand, right? So you always test based on demand because if you don't have anyone going to your application and you've built out an application, and this is a problem with technical cycles and software development cycles in the past, you would wait 6 months first to create an idea and put the idea out there and try to get revenue for it or try to get people. And then you realize, oh, you spent 6 months worth of development, maybe like 20, 50 grand on an app that no one wants. And you end up with, you're feeling demoralized, you're feeling like, oh, like what's this and what am I doing? Right. So with AI, you can validate quickly. Like pretty much you can collapse time, right? So, do you know what an MVP is? Does anyone know what an MVP is? No? Okay. So, an MVP is pretty much a minimal viable product, and you could say it's not a bad version of your app. It's just the simplest version that solves a core problem. So, for example, if you have a problem, so like for example, one for B2B customers would be like, how do I get a list of my clients or my ICP or my ideal client profiles where I can just email them straight away, right? So that could be a problem that you're facing. So always look at the problem first, right? What's a problem in your life? What's a problem in your business? Is it a macro problem? Is it something that everyone's facing in your industry? Is it more of a micro problem? Is it something that you're facing with admin? So have a look at the types of problems that you're facing. And when you're doing any kind of consultancy, you're actually looking at problems first. So I do a bit of consultancy with a lot of my B2B clients as well. And, the first thing we always say is like, what's your current problem? I've got a lawyer that I'm working with, and his current problem is that he doesn't have time for technical things. Like anything technical, he doesn't have time for it. Right. So he's like, Kenji, I know that you're technical. I know that you can help me with solutions. What can we do to implement this? And then every week and every day, I will always talk with the team to be like, okay, like we can do this, or implementing this automation, or we're implementing this workflow because we've identified the problems. And then every problem that you solve will create a new problem. It's a problem solution cycle, right? So you have one problem, let's say in lead generation, right? You solve that problem, you're going to get another problem after you solve lead generation, which is how do I deliver that, right? How do I make sales, right? So there's always a problem and a solution in that cycle. So what to look out for, manual friction. So anything in regards to manual friction in your MVP as well. So where are people using 10 Excel spreadsheets? So I know with Excel it's very clunky. People still use it, but if you created a AI app that leveraged Excel and condensed all that information to one platform or one dashboard, that'd be pretty sweet. Anything with repetition. So for me, that previous app, why am I copying pasting all these Nano Banana prompts? Why can't I just click of a button and get something? Can you do it cheaper? Right? AI makes things cheaper. right? You don't have to spend 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 on applications anymore. Can you do it in, a lower budget? And of course you can, because with the power of ChatGPT, you can create an idea, right? And that's what, $20 a month. With Lovable, it's about 25 per month on the Pro plan, right? Things are much easier and they're much cheaper, right? And I'll show you a free way to do it as well. So there's a free way to actually put apps online so that you can get people straight away. So I'll show you that too. So this is, I could consider this the Nano Banana Stack 2.0. So for those that are familiar with Claude, so Claude 4.5 released recently, Opus Sonnet, and obviously Google AI Studio, right? So with Google AI Studio and Claude, these two are really big powerhouses in developing ideas, right? So one way you can do it is to do it straight from the app, right? To create the idea and the MVP, your minimal viable product. The next way is the IDE, right? So things like Cursor, things like anti-gravity, anything that's on your computer. So you can look at an IDE as a ChatGPT on your computer. So it's hosted locally, right? And all you need to do is just type in, install it into your computer locally, and then from there you can create, all these amazing apps without going on the internet, right? And then shipping. Sure. So UI and shipping. So UI is user interface, right? What does the interface look like? Does it look cool? Does it look, user friendly? Can I click on the button here and does it make it easy for my customers or people that want to use the app to navigate the page? That's what user interface is. Shipping is pretty much, can you move it to the internet, right? Can people access it on the internet straight away? So instead of having it in your head or on text prompt, like how do we host that in a platform straight away in minutes? Okay. So this is the workflow, I would say. So first thing is to hallucinate. So brainstorm architecture with either Claude 4.5, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, right? Hallucinate into the point where you actually develop the architecture of what your app looks like. Next thing is to generate the UI. These days with LLMs and ChatGPT, they do it straight away on the platform. So they can actually show you in real time what it looks like. The next thing is, okay, how do I fix this? So we can use these platforms like Gemini, Claude to, fix certain things, right, straight away on the spot. And then shipping. So you can use Vercel or Netlify or things like Replit or Emergent, which already have a function where you can put it onto your own domain and custom domain to do it for you, right? So that's the workflow. So I'm going to show you a demo. Okay. So if I go into ChatGPT, I'm going to post this prompt in the chat, this in the Zoom chat. But pretty much what it is, it's us. So this is the framework. So build a live AI application prompt. So you are senior full stack AI engineering product architect. Your task is to design and build a live production ready AI web application that solves the following problem. Okay, what's the problem you want to solve? So clearly describe the real business or user problem in one sentence. Who it is for, be specific. So, for example, Australian professional services firms with 5 to 50 staff and the core outcome. So, depending on what you want to solve, you can work alongside ChatGPT or Gemini to give you an outline of that problem. So, for example, I know one really, really cool problem that people have is how do I find viral ideas for my content, right? Or you can say viral ideas where you can film it, or you can even just get AI to create those videos for you. So I think that's a pretty big problem that people are facing because, we're quite stagnant with, social growth, for example. So I'm going to say make this for the problem of getting viral, researching content ideas, and also giving me scores on what it is trending right now. So based on this prompt, it will give you a full prompt of what the problem is. It'll just let it think. And I still use ChatGPT. It's like I would like to, I think in the future, if Gemini has a better writing capability, to move to Gemini fully, because it's well versed. But ChatGPT actually has a really good writing feature, so it writes quite well. So I've got this prompt filled out now, right? So you are senior full stack AI engineer, product architect. So creators and marketing teams waste hours guessing what type of content will perform because they lack a single place that combines real-time trend signals with actionable high-quality viral content ideas. Okay, so this is who I'm going to target. So you can change this. It doesn't have to be this, right? Content creators. Oh, yeah. So what I do, right? So it's got the product requirements as well. So it's even giving me product requirements, right? Topic Explorer, viral idea generator. Cool. You can see what it produces for you, and then you can chop and change what you like and what you don't like as well. So training right now, projects history, and then non-functional requirements. So to make it production ready, it's a basic tech stack. It won't really follow this, but it can give you what you need there as well. In regards to, let's say you want to, make it fully ready and you want a developer to build it, they can look at these requirements and help you too. But for the purpose of creating a minimal viable product or just the actual app itself, in getting people to say, hey, I want this, um, we'll just use this as it is. Okay, so it's got a bit of a algorithm as well and UI pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay, so there's a few ways you can do it. One way is, which is what I'm going to show you right now, is to just go to Google AI Studio, right? So it is aistudio.google.com, right? /apps. So you can grab that. And I'm just going to paste it here, right? So obviously, depending on the model, you can choose what model, right? Gemini 3 Pro Preview default. So this is the default. So obviously Gemini 3 is the latest one. So I'm going to ask it to build, right? And it's going to take a moment. It's going to build alongside me and we'll get a brief of what this looks like. So if we just have a look at the code, it's actually filling that out for us, right? So we just let that load. See, you can see how it's like ticking the boxes on the left. So it's got my index page, which is the main page. It's got the types, it's got constants, and then it's filling all that code for me, right? Whereas previously, before AI or before this AI rush, it would take 6 months for a developer to go in and create this code for me. Whereas you don't actually have to code these days. You can use AI to code alongside you to get to a certain point. And let's say you want a developer to work alongside you to make it production ready and scalable, then you hire the developer. Even developers that I know at the moment, they are saying this is the way they do it too. So they get it to a certain point, and then from there they will take over. Okay, so it's given us a name too. So it's called Viral Pulse, right? So obviously, depending on your branding, depending on what you want to put out there, you can always change the name too. So I like this name. But if let's say I wanted to make it a little bit more, hey, like this is something that's going to check out your score, it might be viral score, right? Or viral or virality booster or something like that. Just something alongside branding that will really help too. So while that loads, I'll just show you a few other prompts too. So I've obviously got this document. So you can obviously use this one to build the prompt for the AI stack. There's one that I've included here as well. So in regards to websites too. So how I built the website for you guys to join this workshop. I built this through Lovable using this prompt, right? So, I'll share this alongside you guys as well, right?
I was just going
So,
to ask you, how do you compare Google AI Studio to Lovable? Because I use Lovable already.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, no, good question, Luis. So AI Studio it's fast. It's really fast and the design's better. I think Lovable's catching up. So like if you got everything on Lovable already, I feel like it's really good here already. So like just before I had to troubleshoot for Kinte. But the thing I like about Lovable now is because it's got the cloud index, right? So you
yeah.
can go through cloud. Whereas before, it's not as great, but like you can access the different pages too, and you can obviously publish. I think the thing is that if you're starting for free, and you just want something out there real quickly that people can use, Google AI Studio is probably better, right? If you just want to test the idea and just like, hey, like I want to create an AI app, and this is the problem I want to solve. I want to test it first. This is what you can do straight away, rather than spending those credits on Lovable. And then if you want to, and you find that the demand's there, then you build that full stack in Lovable, and then move that there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Cool, cool. So yeah, so we've got a bit of an app here. So your niche, okay. So it shows me the niche. I've just got the code done. Right. So niche, let me just say some let's say I don't know, content creators that can't break the 200 view jail. Okay, target no, that's the target audience. Niche would be direct content. Okay, and then next step, post. Okay, so it does a bit of a like a question first, and then it goes to a dashboard. So obviously this is quite cool. So it's got a dashboard where it checks the high velocity trends, what's trending right now, evergreen strategies, memes. Right. So I think this is more on Google AI Studio. This is more so a demo. It's not really an actual, it doesn't have relevance to current indexes. So you probably have to index this. And what I mean by index this is you have to reference an existing, platform, right? Whether it's Google or whether it's TikTok, and kind of leverage the two there, right? So if you have a look, it's got like 15.2 growth. I think that's just arbitrary, so you have to change it. It's got a trend explorer for deep analysis coming in version 2. So it already stage gates. So what stage gating is like it can create a version 1, and then if you want to create a version 2 and keep people looking curious on what the app looks like, you can, create another stage of the application. Viral generation, so you can generate here. So I can generate new batch. Okay, so trend, does it come up with anything? So based on what it comes up with, you can see in what you want to change, and then you got a brief as well. So see if it's generating anything. If it here you go. Aussie meme hacks, turn local jokes into viral TikToks, double your reach, Australian Creator Edition. Okay. So yeah, like these are pretty like generic hooks. So I would probably put in like your own knowledge base or something that someone else is using. There's all these different references you can get on like Reddit, for example, that can help you improve your hooks. You can even ask Gemini to improve your hooks for you. So like for example, if I were to change anything, I'd go uh, so brief. 90 select. Can I select this? Yeah. Okay. Great brief. Oh, cool. Sweet. So if I go to viral generator, I then can create a brief in the brief builder. And then based on that brief builder, it can write me a script and plan shots. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's actually pretty cool. So listen up, content creators. Okay. All right. Sweet. So how do I get this out? So the first way to, share the app is that you can actually deploy it straight away. So if you've got Google Cloud, you set up a Google Cloud account, right? You create a project and you go viral posts, right? And you can just create a project from here, right? Once you created the project, obviously there's like a little bit of billing. Like I would say maximum you would spend to get this deployed on Google Cloud will probably be like $5 a month. It's not that much, right? So you actually save, like, let's say if you've got all these different AI, applications out there, you save quite a bit of money, because it only based on usage. So if you use a lot, then if you have more people, then you can, obviously based on that, then you spend what you use, right? So if I go select projects, if I go viral posts, okay, let me set up billing. I think need a free trial. So it's not free trial. Let's see what comes up. Okay, links to a billing account. So you have to create a billing account. So I'll just create this one. This is my standard billing account, right? So it shows you what will be forecasted. Sometimes you might spend a lot less. So you can create budget alerts and that kind of thing on Google Cloud, right? And then what I'll do is I'll go back here, refresh. It should be able to let me bill. Let me see if it, okay, viral posts. Oh, but what does it say? Should work. But pretty much what happens after this is then you just deploy app. Once you've connected it, then you deploy app. I don't know what's going on here. So normally it just connects and then that's it. But you deploy the app. So then from there you'd get a link to the app. So you can share the app here. It would have a link saying this, and then you can just copy this, right? So if let's say you don't have anyone that's on your app just yet, you can just share this link so that people can use the app so that you get users on the platform, right? So then I can publish, I can set as default. There's another way, right? So what you can do is if you've got a GitHub, is you save it to GitHub first, and then you can deploy it on this other site called Vercel or Netlify, right? So this is a app to help people get viral online. Okay, great. So I'll show you Netlify. Push ideas to minutes. So with Netlify, it's to jump on, it's actually free. Yeah, so you can jump on for free. So it's free forever. If you get to a point where you want to use their, if you want to scale up, then you pay the $9. That's USD, but pretty much you could jump on for free. So I'm going to log in, and the easiest way is to import from GitHub. Okay, so I'll grab where are we at? Go. Okay, so I'll grab this. I'll stage and commit all changes. So it will ship the application to Google, right? And then I can go through Hub, and then I can import from GitHub, deploy from GitHub. Da, da, da. Okay. So, uh, uh, um, it's asked me to. What screen do you guys see?
So let's deploy your project with GitHub.
Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm just signing into GitHub right now. Um, Okay. Awesome. Right, so then from here, I go to viral posts, right, and then go viral posts, posts. Okay, so I think someone's taken the name already. Let's go viral post one, and then I will go deploy. And then you've pretty much deployed it now. So you can do it this way as well. And then what you can do is you can set up a domain. So from here, I can go buy new domain or add new domain, right? So it's very much the same as Lovable. So I know in Lovable it's very similar too, where you can do the same thing. It's just I would say in regards to the actual access to like Gemini, for example, I think this will be a really great way to build the app first and use the AI generator to create all these cool functions. Okay. So that's how you do it on Google. There's another way I want to show as well. That's through Replit. Okay. Has anyone dealt with Replit before?
Mm.
No. Okay. So Replit just pretty much does everything for you. So like it will create, so I'll just grab everything that I put in here. So I'll just grab the prompt that I used here. So just grab everything. Okay, and I'll chuck in Replit. So first things first, you want to design. So and then make it so I can use Visions India. So you want to design it first, and then based on the design, it will kind of go back and forth with you, right? So in the document, I'll share all the links to these two. And very similar to, so you can use either Lovable, Google AI Studio, or Replit. Replit is the one I use. So I build a lot of my applications for my clients too. So I built this one the other day actually. So pretty much it's just an assessment score for of whether or not you can leverage AI. So I go start assessment. I go Kanji. Hello, Kanji at gmail.com. Kanji Ko. And go next. How many hours per week do you spend on admin tasks? I'd probably say 12. How consistent you are you on call for sometimes? How often do you perform repetitive data entry? I would say daily. Right. Tech stack, I would say light. So I don't know, just for the purpose of this, I'll just say light. I need help with project management, accounting, and AI tools. And then I'll say biggest bottleneck would be client onboarding, just for the sake of this, and then automating uh, invoicing and emails. Okay, so complete audit. Okay, so I've got a score of 50, right? So estimated hours lost, 15 per week. Okay, my revenue is about 9,000 a month that I'm losing out on, or I could be making. Uh, Top bottlenecks, data entry, standardized client onboarding, and routine communication, and then implement Zapier, deploy AI-powered intake flow or form, standardized service delivery. And then what I do is I get them to download the PDF, or I can, get them to book in a call, right? It's very simple, right? And you can build something like this on all these different platforms, right? So that's what I use for the Replit, and this is what I'm currently using for the AI consultancy. Uh, so that's how I would test things out, right? I would put it out there, I'll test it out, I'll get people to use it, and this would be, pretty much the lead magnet you could say that people would jump on, like any accountant, any mortgage broker, any lawyer, any service professional that would want to find where they're losing hours. This would be the thing. So if we go back to Replit, so if we compare this with this one, it's actually quite similar. Yeah. So it's actually using, pretty much the same design, right? So once it's built the design here, oh, You can see that. Hey, so mortgage, you got Cliff, you've got MicroSAS, Sustainability Revolution, right? Topic Explorer, okay, idea generator. So I can go to create content brief and then it'll bring me to a content brief here. So it creates a script for me. Then projects. I think projects is showing the same thing, right? Yes. So that's what I would change. I'll just go, would you change the projects to not be the trending now? Trending now dashboard. And then what I would do is I would do that. So get that to design that so it doesn't show the same page. And then like you'd work alongside it. So the tip is with any no code platform is to always plan and design first before you build anything. Otherwise, you'll be wasting a lot of credit. So whether it's on Replit or whether it's on Lovable, I always design first. And if let's say, I kind of just can't really get it to work, I would use either Gemini or ChatGPT to be my AI architecture, consultant, you could say, to work alongside, these platforms and be like, hey, I don't know what I want, or I'm not getting the output that I want. So I'd always leverage another AI, to work alongside me as like a CTO or a coder, to help me with the coding and the actual language. So if you have a look at this, it's quite cool. I would obviously look at it and just be like, okay, this is what I'm getting out there. But from here, like, how do we get people on board, right? Just basic, real simple. So easy thing to do is okay. So there's Jeffrey Ross, for example. So he's like, okay, so his offer is one of the best things I did this year was getting the crypto mining, only 995 USD to get started. This is my return on asset, just get started, right? Um, I would do a poster, app or a poster thing, or do something cool like, use Nano Banana to create an image. But I'll show you an example. So, for example, I would put something like this and just be like, hey, look down in the comments, right? So I'm launching a new app, right? Or I'm solving this problem for niche. These are the five things, or these are the three things, or these are the eight things that people need to look out for, or my niche is looking out for, right? And then I would flood the comments, right? So I'll just get people to flood the comments. So these pages that I'm associated with. So I'm getting them to flood the comment section. And then from there I'll get, then I'll get all these different comments as well, right? So there's people saying AI, I would love to know more. AI, right? So get people to flood the comment section. So like these posts do really well to get your app out there. And to be honest, you only need about like three people to be like, hey, I want this app. And then you can test it further. Once you get them using it and just be like, hey, how's the app? They'll start promoting the app. So there's a few people that are using the Nano Banana one, and they're just using it and just be like, oh, Kenji, this is amazing. And then they see all my Nano Banana ones and they're just resharing them, right? So they're resharing the prompts or they're resharing the pictures. So like, for example, I need to chuck this in. But let's say if someone really liked it, they would reuse it. Like same with this one. I know this one, I created the UI Luis. You thought that this one was really cool. So you'd obviously based on the prompts and everything, like just getting it out there's, I think it's just the main thing. And that's the biggest fear because we think that, oh, like, who actually wants my application? But if you create something like this and then you flood the comments, you would actually get a really good, decent view of what the demand looks like. And then other people, it's kind of funny because like when you start flooding the comments, right? So like this one I didn't flood the comments with, but like people were saying AI, but I'm just sharing value. I'm just sharing like, hey, these are five, affiliate programs that I really, really endorse. This is for you. You can start making money from it. And yeah, people just jumping on it. right? Because you're just sharing value, right? And you always give. And that's the mentality and the energy to come from. It's just like, okay, I want to just give, because if I give from a place of, no validation, or I feel like I don't need anything from you, then that's when people jump on it. And I share other people's posts too, right? So I would be like sharing his. So like for this one, for example, 50 rookie mistakes when launching it, just launched 50 of them, right? But yeah, like these posts do really well. Anything with Nana Banana does really well. So if you generate an image on Nana Banana, it's got an actual footprint mark on it at the moment. So any Nana Banana, trending, anything with Nana Banana that's trending, anything that's a image that you generate from there is actually going to do well. So I would say leverage that too. But yeah, that's how I would generate the demand. So I think there was a post that I done, the AI app. So because I had 300 people jump on my previous one, I think you probably see the post here. Here you go. So that was last week, right? So I was promoting that. I done that again. That was November 10th, right? Same post. So you're leveraging the 300. So this is the one I done with Mel, right? So I keep leveraging the stat. You see that? Co-hosted.
Mm.
And then people leverage other stats as well. It's like, oh, we've got 60 members in the group, or we've, done this. Um, So you can leverage your credibility as well. So let's say you've gotten a client, an amazing result, and you're using an app to validate that amazing result with, other clients that are in your niche. You can use that same stat or fact. It doesn't have to be limited because it is true. You actually did get the result for the client. Some people may feel like, oh, I've got a bit of imposter syndrome, for example. But if you did get a result for someone, leverage it because it's true, right? You did get that client an awesome result. And then from there, you know, really just nail down on the problem that you're solving. I think that's probably the main thing. I'll share some ideas as well. I think I shared, 50 in a post, but I'll, obviously give you all of that as part of the resources, so that you kind of don't get stuck on, like which idea should I pursue? I would say the idea to pursue is the idea that you really feel passionate about, because you can have an idea and just be like, oh, it sounds cool, or someone else is making money from it. So there's this idea browser, which is quite cool. So if you want to actually, find out if an idea really works, I think this platform is quite cool. I would subscribe to the actual mailing list of Idea Browser. Reason why is because they're showcasing products that are actually making money. So, for example, there's apps that are making $15,000 for a launch. They're pricing it at $15 per month, but every day they share you an idea which you can take to market, and then that idea closes in 24 hours. So they'll send you the email, they'll send you the analysis of why it worked, they'll show you who their target audience is, and based on that idea, you can just be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I like this because I like golf. I want to do an AI golf coach because I know that, with this, I can leverage this." So this one, for example, it grabs the video of the swing of the golf, whoever's playing golf, and then just improves it. So like it shows you this the potential of the revenue, how easy it is to execute on it. Is it right for you? Right. So it also gives you, if you obviously this is for the paid plan, it gives you ad creators, brand packaging, landing pages, and more. Right. So if you want something that you're like, hey, I would really love this idea, you can go to Idea Browser. Another one is Answer Socrates. Okay. So Answer Socrates is a platform where you can look for keywords. So, for example, if it's got AI tools, AI tool 4, right? And then you go to your country. So let's go to Australia, for example. and just go search. Okay, so I have to sign up, so you can sign up. You get three free searches. So you just sign up for an account and then do the same thing again. AI tool 4. Go to. So if you're kind of stuck for ideas, you can go to this keyword platform to search for keywords. So like, okay, so AI tool for presentations. Okay, this is quite interesting because PowerPoint is doing its thing. It's got Gamma.app. Okay, presentations could be one. Image generation. So obviously, I think the reason why I created the app that I created was one, image generation is like, pretty awesome at the moment. I think in the last 2 years just scaled up so quickly. Images, research. Okay, so research is one, coding, writing, marketing, creating images, creating videos, Google, PowerPoint, Microsoft, Apple, right? So there's how to as well, right? HR, video editing. So I would use any of these and then brainstorm with ChatGPT or Gemini to see what app and what you're really passionate about to create the AI tool, and then use the AI prompt that I shared in the chat to use that to build the app, right? And then test it to say, hey, this, I've got an app that can really help this client. Here are 8 things to look out for, or here are 8 tips to help you, and then just flood the comments and see who bites. And if you get like one to 3 people, that's a validation point of the application. But yeah, that's pretty much how I would say. So how do you make money from that? So obviously, if you do get users on board, so platforms like Replit can integrate Stripe, right? So if you integrate Stripe, straight away you've got a paying client if they sign on to it. The same with Google. So like you can integrate Stripe into the workflow too. And same with Lovable. Like, when you guys jumped on this website, straight away there was a payment, payment gateway, right? So I would put a Stripe account there. If you've got a Stripe account, just try and link that to your application so you can get money straight away. So you want to make it to a point where people are like, hey, I'm willing to put this because I know that this problem is something that I want solved. And in regards to price points, what actually works at the moment, and I was talking to uh, a colleague of mine. He actually it's quite funny. So he moved from a business to consumer business. So basically, he was selling AI consultancy and landing pages for content creators. And then he moved to business. So he wanted to create this fully fledged AI tech stack where AI agents are created for big companies. So in order for him to fund that, obviously using a B2C, but he said to me the best way to price things is from $5 per month to about $20 per month. And the reason why is because you just want people to use your app, right? And imagine the scalability, right? So if let's say you have, if you built, so if you go back to viral post, for example, and you've got, let's say, 50 people using it at $5 per month, that's 250 people using the app already, right? That's $250 per month, right? Helping you fund the app, right? And all you're doing is you're using that money and then reinvesting it into the app and building the app even better, right? You might get a developer based on that 250 per month now, right? And that can help you, troubleshoot, and you don't have to think too much because maybe you're not, technical. But he said like price it at that much because it's an easy price point to get in. And you also it costs less for you as well because you don't have to spend so much on trying to get that acquisition. Because to get a client at $5 per month and $1,000 a month, to be honest, it's actually really easy. It's easy. It's just as easy. But to get someone who's like, oh, it's a no-brainer, I want to use it, it's much easier because you want volume. And that's, the game of SaaS is volume, because I want to get as many users as possible. So I would price it at $5, and you probably see it online. especially on Facebook. Everyone's pricing things at $5. Some people pricing at $9, some people pricing at 11, but they're not going over the $20 mark, right? Even
Mhm.
for this workshop, I didn't price it over $20 because I know that this is the price point, right? This is the price point. If I go past that, I know that there's going to be friction. There's going to be a lot of questions. Going to be this, and you want to be really, really like price easy for people. People could jump on, or really, really expensive, and people know that that's valuable, right? You don't want to be in the middle because that's pretty much where there's the dead zone, right? There's no one wanting to buy your stuff in the middle. So either really cheap for SaaS, or if you're doing consultancy or any coaching or any, agency work, it's really, really expensive, right? Either one of the two. Awesome. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover. Um, do you guys have any questions? Louise, do you have any questions? Marcia
No,
or
I
Philip?
think you answered it. I just wanted to know, yeah, like the difference of what you recommended. But yeah, I
Mm,
think it makes sense to go to
yeah.
Google Studio first, then save the
Yep.
Lovable credits. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely think I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
Give that prompt
Awesome.
a try. So I've done an app over in Lovable, but still needs some tweaking. So it's actually
Yeah.
for
Okay.
tradesmen.
Ah, cool,
So
cool. Yeah.
would you recommend that I take it back over to the Google?
Yes. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
just work alongside Google because obviously you've probably got the paid plan for it already. Just work
yeah,
alongside it, get it to a point where it's just like, oh, I really love this. And then what you do is go, oh, you ask Google, can you give me the prompts and then I can build this in? Or based on what I currently have on Lovable, what am I missing from Google that I can include in Lovable? And you just work alongside and use AI to be like the diagnosis of, oh, like this is what's
yeah.
missing. Yeah. And leverage it that
I
way.
sort of did it ages ago when I guess new to Lovable and was using credits to
Yeah.
do all those edits, So it's like,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then the
yeah,
the thing with Lovable is like if you use past 25 dollars per month for those credits, like 100 credits, yeah, they would just force you to upgrade the plan to $50 per month.
yeah,
Right? You can't scale down. I think that's one of the things I didn't like about Lovable. It's just the pricing models. They just keep asking you to go up.
yeah.
But there is a hack. It's like, oh, I'm actually wanting to just downgrade, and you just contact support. I want to downgrade because I'm not using that much Lovable credits, and you can either go back to free, or you can just go back to the $25. So
Oh,
you reuse that again.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a hack.
So yeah, no, I think that's, and I'll have a look. I've never seen that Netlify. I've never seen that before, so I'll have a look
Okay.
at that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
So
you'll send these prompts in a document as well.
yes, I'll send everything in the document. You'll get the slides as well, and yeah, you'll get all the resources from this, and including the replay too.
Beautiful. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Cool, cool,
Go and play
awesome.
with Google Studio now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have fun with it. All right. I'll catch everyone around. But yeah, I'll send you everything in the dashboard. I'll send you an email as well on what we've covered. And yeah, trust everyone's having fun playing around with AI. And yeah, let's make some money.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. All right. Bye bye.